Good evening, everyone. Mr. and Mrs. America and all the ships at sea. Today is what, the 21st?
You're
21st of
first.
January. Holy mackerel, third week in. We're there. Yay, I guess. And what a year it's been so far. Yeah. So lots of Fluno is joining me tonight. I'm Dennis, and we have a lot of interesting things to talk about. I am going to start with, though, just my week has been bizarro. I just we were talking before the show, and literally, I've had the weirdest stuff happen to me, and I literally at the point where I on the 95 convertible BMW, I actually looked around for 20 minutes to find the place to put the power steering fluid, because they hid it underneath the intake, basically underneath the intake manifold, because that is a great place to put things. I love BMW, man, with their thinking ahead and their German excellence. So yeah, and then finally sorting out every last friggin' electrical problem with my charger by getting new connectors that finally I did a video, and I finally ordered them, and I'm waiting for them to come in. So I actually, I don't have like the car catch fire or the car stop running while I'm driving, because those are very bad things.
Very bad.
Very bad. So, it's been very interesting. I'm actually working on a video for a front end alignment tool that I ordered from Amazon, and so far it looks like it may actually be a very good buy. So this may be
Good.
something, to get that toe set up. And yeah, and then I think Stellantis is releasing their financials. I think it's tomorrow, and that should be a horror show, and I can't wait for it. I'm actually I'm so ready to the crap all over them some more, and that'll probably be next week, because everything went so well last year for them. Yeah, and it's going so well so far this year. And
With 80% of certain Hornets still on the lot from 24.
I saw my 14th Hornet yesterday. I now have seen 14 Hornets. That's pretty
Well,
sad.
if I go to the dealership this week to drive the appliance we talked about, I'll see my next few Hornets as well at the dealership.
And I've seen half of them were brown. They were brown Hornets. I swear to God, they were brown. Every last one of them was brown.
Suddenly it's 1976.
Exactly. I'm like, oh, yeah. Well, see, we have two Diesel Larry, Autobot saying hi, and I know there's a couple of lurkers out there. All the lurkers. Hi, lurkers. Say hello. So very interesting show. The big thing I want to talk about is Ford just basically taking their member and slamming it on the desk and going, yeah, we could build a really fast car. So they not only did Ford come out with a supercharged Dark Horse, which we'll talk in detail later, but Shelby came out with a car too, and they made it convertible, and it has 810 horsepower. Charger who? I have a feeling this Charger thing's going to be in a lot of trouble at this point, because I just can't see. I can't see them, and actually, there's a lot of reasons why I think it's just going to be a failure. And the Mustang, if you want a 2-door car, I'm sorry, that's the car to buy. Being a Mopar guy, it's still the car to buy. Because you can do anything you want to that V8, and you're not going to break it. Seriously, you can supercharge it, you can tune it, you can do everything you want, but goddamn, you're not going to break that car.
No.
All right, so guess what this year is? It's 2026, right?
Yeah.
Do you know what was introduced 60 years ago? This year. 60 years ago.
The Charger.
The Charger is 60 years old now.
The body style I like, but nobody else does.
No, these actually, I at Mecum, you could have a nice one of these for 25,000. I mean, a nice one, like literally, like looking this nice for 25 grand. So yeah, the 66 Charger this thing's on the Hemi Charger, but it was the 66 Charger was introduced by Chrysler to become, a mid-sized competition car to compete with the GTO and the GTO, and I guess what else and the Buick GS, and then like the Ford Fairlane, because because those cars were, Chrysler really didn't have an answer for that car. They had some they had some two-door cars. They kind of put performance engines in, but they really didn't have any styling. So Chrysler went a little crazy, and they made a fastback out of this because they was also thinking of NASCAR, because they felt this was going to be a better shape. It was not a bad NASCAR. It did well, even though Petty did better in a square box from Plymouth. But this car really isn't really sought after. It's just because I think it's odd look. The back is so odd looking. It kind of keeps the it kind of keeps it from being really liked. I mean, the front of this car is absolutely just beautiful. The way they did these grills, they spent a lot of money on this car. These actually, when they rotate up, you still have the grill. The lights are in the actual grill look. So they flip up, and it looks so much cleaner than just a door. So it's actually a whole assembly. And it's really, 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 it truly was a monumental thing. And the Charger itself was a great idea until it wasn't, until 1975 when they took it. And dear God. So this was the final product, but this is the first concept for the Charger. That is the first concept for the Charger. In 64, they were thinking, they were still stuck with their early 60s styling, but they were figuring on trying to get something that was more jet age, like Ford was doing. Because if you look, this is like a Thunderbird.
Yeah.
And they really wanted to have like the Thunderbird Mustang kind of look to this car. And then they ended up with this. And it wasn't a direct step from going from this to this to this. But it was more, and the other thing Chrysler had way back in the 60s, they had this lighting that came from the front.
Yep.
So it glowed on the front of onto the gauges, not from behind it. Whoa, wuzzle.
The luminescent.
Yeah, the luminescent. And it's actually very beautiful when you're driving. Yeah. It's very easy on the eyes. Really a good look. It's a good looking dash. Unfortunately, the rest of the car is just very mid. It handles like an early 60s car, and that's kind of one of the things about it. It's not very it's not very robust when it comes to, street handling, like going around corners, because I don't think rear sway bars were part of any package. And the front one was actually below the K-frame. So it didn't run through the body. So the body's actually kind of up high. Center of gravity, not so good. See, because this is what the previous concept, this is the 65 concept. Doesn't it look like a Marlin? Doesn't it look like a Marlin?
Very similar. Yeah. And the tail lamps are very Thunderbird.
Exactly. Hey.
Actually, a little Riviera going in there too.
Yeah, actually, if you look at the front, I would say Riviera. Look at that front. Look at that. Look at the way that nose is. That's a General Motors crate grill.
And I would say that the 67 Cougar, because obviously it wasn't out yet, definitely bogarted that front grill design with the headlamp covers.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. They were all spying on each other. I mean, obviously they were. But this
look at that interior. That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Well, the funny thing with Chrysler is that the first 66 Charger actually has very high-end material in the dash. Very high-end. And the dash and the doors, everything was really high-end. And then in 67, they realized that they lost a lot of money because they made everything so high-end. And the car was still expensive for what it was. I mean, it was it was the same price as a it was like almost in Buick territory. So, yeah, it was more closely priced to a Mercury than a Ford. Actually, kind of on par with a Mercury. So, even with that though, they lost money on the car because it just had too much well, now this picture didn't show. Darn. But it had too much pizzazz on the inside. And that's that's what really, and then the 67s, you can see the difference in the door material. And I don't have any interior pictures, of course. The they just did a lot less stuff on there, and actually the 66 had a lot of embossing on the seats. It was really, the interior was much nicer, and just because cost cutting, because it's Chrysler, then you ended up having, let's see if there's more pictures. You just ended up having kind of a cheaper interior. And then in the 60, when they did the 68, they basically just upgraded a Coronet 440, which is a model number. Oh, here we go. Here's like the interior. See, I mean, they had a padded armrest, things that were very much higher end. See, in the back, everything's kind of like,
Cool.
yeah, it was just really, and the 67 got rid of a lot of this, this chrome on the doors. It
Yeah.
really became, and the 67, they actually put emblems in the backs of the seats, and they hurt actually when you sit in the car. It's great stuff. But it was, I mean, the thing is, the car was still like, there's the tack. Or is it the clock? I think that's the clock. But they also put tacks down there too, which is completely pointless because you can't see them. And this is the same. This console though is used in other B bodies. Chrysler reused so many of the interior pieces, but the doors, you can see how the doors really are high end. They have like metal around stuff you'd see like in a Mercury, or maybe a Lincoln. Yeah, not so good.
Well, heck, Dennis, even from 66 to my 67, they decontented in 1 year a lot of, because safety nonsense, whatever was coming around, and they padded things extra, and they got rid of like the chrome strip around the seat backs, to add for the optional headrests and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So my car is actually less ornate than a 66 big time, and they can call it whatever they want, but they were also saving money. So yeah, even for Lincoln.
Yeah. But it was also a little bit of an economic slowdown, 66, 67. So that's kind of part of it. So yeah.
Were they going after the sorry, just before I forget,
No.
were they going after like the personal luxury car market at all with this, to try to at least get in that space? Like a Thunderbird-esque? Okay.
Chrysler did not have a personal luxury car in 1975.
Okay.
The Cordoba and then the Charger SE, whatever that, the thing based on a Cordoba, were the first personal luxury cars that they had ever made.
Because this is nice. I mean, I'm not going to keep harping on it, but that seems like a very, I know they missed the mark, but to me, I would see that at a dealership and say, this is clean styling, great interior, illuminescent, the cool bucket seats in the back that fold down, very ahead of its time with that cool floating armrest. Very classy car. I'm surprised it didn't sell as well.
Yeah, I think though this is also the year the GTO changed shape. The 67 was the new GTO shape. Trying to think what else came out in 67. Because General Motors did a whole redesign. Ford did a big redesign on their midsize cars, 67. Right. And that's when they went to the stand-up too light, I believe, in 67, like the Fairlanes.
Yes, and then 68 it went back to side by side. Which the 68 Fairlane Fastback looks very similar to this car. I had a friend that owned one back in the 90s. Turquoise. Beautiful car.
Yeah, it was copied afterwards. It's just, and they almost made the 68 a fastback. It was changed at the last minute. That's why it has the buttress on the backside to give a fastback-ish appearance. So
sure,
there we go. Oh, Rooney 00 is here. Cool. And I know I saw a vintage 76 Viper green Beetle. How you doing, buddy? So yeah. Yeah, so that's a big thing. Now, this is why I'm kind of contemplating going into Carlisle, because I'm imagining they haven't announced anything yet, but I mean, I'd imagine the Charger's a big deal in the Chrysler world. So I'd imagine this would be like something to celebrate 60 years of the Charger would probably be somewhere to kind of like, something to do. I don't know if Stellantis is going to be smart enough to be able to and bring out a special edition 60th anniversary. Of course not, because they don't care. They don't give a crap. They really don't. They really, really, really don't. It's really actually kind of sad if you think about it. That they actually are missing this whole market. They're like literally not even like sitting and going, maybe we should make something for this. Probably not. It's I don't know. It's kind of bizarre how they market and how Ford and General Motors market, because Ford and General Motors are very deep into using, the past as something to push the present, like huge the past. Even on Cadillac, even with the Cadillacs, they still go back to the Cadillacs of the 60s. It's like something of that nature. I don't know. It's just so weird. It's been very strange with Stellantis at this point, and the Charger appliance, which is still very available. Go the $30,000 off. 30 grand off.
I want a two-door again. Maybe I'll get $100 a month deal. Maybe.
Yeah, you just have to sit. You can just sit at you can sit at Wawa and sit there and wait for it to charge.
No, Dennis. I'll use the Z3 for long trips. No. Hey, it gets good cafe miles, not for gallons.
Yes.
How sad. Sad.
Oh, wait. Let's see. We got Sue M here. What are you doing, Sue M? Hi, I'm running up my steps like a baby gorilla, trying to pay attention to you, and Ryan Reynolds, that commercial popped up all in my face. Okay. Oh, is it the Mint one? Where
Mint Mobile.
Mint Mobile? Yeah, well. I hate that Ryan Reynolds. He called me the next Elton John once. Jesus Christ.
Are you talented? I
got some weird things going on in the chat.
Full moon. Cold weather in Florida. Who knows?
Cold weather in Florida.
Yeah.
God. Yeah, that was another thing. Oh, no, not because I was telling you. I think it was a gay joke. Oh, geez.
Oh, that's not cool.
That's not cool.
No, man.
Unless you were wearing like a big fluffy scarf, and it was an orange fluffy scarf, and and maybe some
glasses.
Some big giant glasses. There's no reason to call you that.
No.
All right. So, Michael, I actually found something that was kind of fascinating for hot rodders.
Okay.
Slash Gear actually found 5 crate engines that are under 10 grand.
Wow.
I mean, I know it's still a lot of money, but I mean,
Yeah.
Oh,
all things considered nowadays.
It's deeper. I asked him how it felt to be called the next Patrick Swayze, and that's what his response. Oh, so you called him Patrick Swayze? Oh, come on. Well, then I don't fault him.
Well, geez, I mean, unfortunately, Patrick Swayze is no longer with us. So
no, but it's not too soon.
No,
and Patrick Swayze's big movie, what was it? Footloose, right?
No, that was Kevin Bacon.
Oh.
Oh, don't forget Patrick Swayze was in Ghost. We won't go there.
Oh, Ghost. Okay.
Sorry. Oh, no, Dirty Dancing. Dirty Dancing.
Oh, that's what it was. Dirty Dancing.
And we'll stop right here. We'll just.
What about Al? Always bringing the details. Roadhouse. I forgot about Roadhouse. Forgot about Roadhouse. It's been a while. Okay, so what we have here is a pretty interesting mix of engines that are under 10 grand. Now, the thing is, this is just the engines. It's not the control units, not any the wiring to get it installed in your car. It's definitely not the transmission you need. But these are brand new crate engines from the manufacturers. The first one is, of course, the ubiquitous LS 6.2 liter. I mean, granted, I don't know why you'd want to buy a new one when you can just go to the junkyard and find one for $100. It's just like, why would you go through this? I mean, granted, it's 430 horsepower, 425 foot-pounds of torque, and it's around 10 grand. That's just for a short block. Oh, and a long block, but it's not for a fully dressed engine. So you're about another few grand to go fully dressed. This one is pretty interesting. I don't know how they get it to this price. A 6.2 Hellcat Hemi. Long block. So it's a fully assembled engine. And it is only I think it was only like 9,000 to 10,500, which is pretty damn cheap for one of these. Granted, you need to have I think you can actually bolt up anything that bolts up to a small block Chrysler could bolt up to this, but you need to get all the other plumbing, the control thing. You gotta have the stuff for the supercharger so it doesn't overheat. But it comes with headers and everything. So I mean, that actually isn't a bad deal. Now I know why a lot of people are doing this, because to buy a 440, a fully built 440, it's now $18,000. 18 grand for a basic 440.
Jesus.
They used to be like $9,000. You can get a fully dressed 440 and just drop it in your car. I mean, carbureted oil pan, whole thing. So I mean, now I know, because I know I have a friend on Facebook that he moved out to Vegas and he put one of these into an old Charger. And I mean, honestly, that's a lot of horsepower, 707 horsepower for 10 grand. I mean, it's not horrible. It's just that if something happens to it, good Lord, it's expensive. Here we go. The ubiquitous Ford Coyote long block. So this thing is obviously it's $75. It's Ford. It's $7,500. You can go get yourself a Coyote, the most indestructible engine I've ever known of. I have seen people at Cars and Coffee that have superchargers on these and have done nothing to the bottom end. They literally just threw a supercharger, and then also one of them has supercharger and nitrous. Had a 125 shot. Because, the supercharger wasn't fast enough.
You're right. That's not enough for us.
It's just not enough. He needed the 125 shot to go in there. But the car had, I think it had like 25,000 miles on it, and it never had a problem. Nothing. Literally nothing has gone wrong with this car. It still brings it in the Ford to get serviced. It's like there's nothing wrong with it. So these Coyotes are pretty indestructible. And, when you get it, you're getting around 400 horsepower, and they do go. Then you go to 7,500 RPM.
Wow!
And the good thing about these, I believe, with Ford is that I think you have a lot of access to transmissions that you can put behind this, which is one of the advantages Ford has. I mean, as a Chrysler guy, I'm very jealous of this, but you could probably do this up in. Like, say he's had a 66 Fairlane, because that's a big car. It'll fit right in. You could probably put I would almost imagine. You could probably just take the 6-speed from there, bolt it in there, get the little control unit, boom, boom, boom. You could probably have it in a car for 15 grand. You could have that car be an absolute highway monster.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the best deal. And then, of course, if you want to go old school, Roush has a 427 because you need 427s. And this thing is this is an animal, and this is it's like 12 grand, but my God, 510 horsepower, 515 foot-pounds of torque. And honestly, anybody that does one of those kit Cobras usually has this in there.
Right. Yep.
Because you have to, because it's scare the hell out of you. I mean, this is an the 427 is an impressive engine. And I mean, this is literally Hemi power for a lot less. Because a crate Hemi is now like $30,000. I mean, I'm talking the old school 426. It's
Yeah.
$30,000, and that's and that's not including the 2 carburetors you're going to need for it, and the special mounting brackets you need for it, and all the other things you need because it's a Hemi, and God forbid anything breaks on it because it's a Hemi. I think all Hemi parts are made of gold. They have to be, because there's no other reason they should be that much money. Valve covers are $1,000 for a Hemi, a 426. Original crinkle ones, $1,000. So this is actually this is a great deal, because this is like scare you power. I like that. And then of course the Chevy 5.3 LS V8. This is literally the cheapest. I mean, this is like step above junkyard, I guess. This has good power, and the 5.3 is actually a pretty durable engine. It can take an absolute beating. It's the 6.2 that they had all the problems with, machining. But this one, you get 400 horsepower. You can go and you can supercharge these, get them near 700. Honestly, not a bad deal. This is something like you know what this would live in. It would live well in a late 70s Corvette.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is where because it's a Chevy bolt pattern on the back. The LS bolt right to the transmission, be done with it.
Yeah, get rid of that malaise and put that in there. I mean, any of these engines, 400, yeah, exactly. 400 horsepower in that Coyote. I mean, you drop that in. I mean, that blows away anything. As much as we love classic cars, that's tons of power for that money.
Yes, it is. And the thing is, it was from all the technology from racing all back then. And the other thing now is, because they've perfected fuel injection, you can sit in traffic with air conditioning on in that car, and it'll just sit there and it won't do anything. Right. It's just fine. I mean, there's the advantage of that, especially if you want to put like a real long, like have a classic engine or a hot engine in a cruiser. That's why I always go to, and I always talk about, the 67 Fairlane, because the Fairlane itself is not really, it's really not that impressive of a car. I mean, like, you had a 390 in it. Rarely it had a 427. Only 390s really aren't all that.
They're actually loafing engines. They're actually very, like, even like my much bigger engine, if I'm correct, Dennis. I mean, they're more of like a cruising engine, not a racing engine.
Yes.
Plenty of power, but it's meant for more like highway, if we just use that term. It's a long range, smooth driving.
Yeah, it's a pulling engine. They have tons of bottom end torque, and and I'll show what I was talking about. Why I think this would make such a great cruiser. Because I love. Oh, of course it's tiny. I'll make this. Here we go. I just like this car. I can like other cars besides Mopars. I like these cars.
Yeah.
And with that Coyote in this thing, oh my God. Yeah. I mean, you put air conditioning in it. It's because this is a comfortable car. Because this is a Ford. This is a Ford Intermediate, and it still has a full frame on it. Super comfortable car. And
their quality was really good.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. That Ford's quality. See, that was one thing. Ford's quality in the late 60s was extremely good.
Absolutely.
One advantage they had. 390's heavy. My uncle had a 390 in a 55 Ford. That thing could do burnouts for days. I mean, honestly, but once you got above 4,500, got close to 5,000, that engine it was gasping for air. It ran out of steam. But my God, at the bottom end, he actually did a burnout once. He actually just flat-footed it and stayed in one place through first and second gear because that's so much torque. But
it's almost like the 390 back then for Mercuries and Fords, Thunderbirds. It was almost like the 390 was, and I'm not comparing it exactly, but it's like like you said, the ambiguous nowadays, or especially the 305, the 350. That was their same, like it was a corporate engine that seemed to go in everything that they could potentially use it in, whether it be a
Right.
Park Lane or a Thunderbird. That's just they used it in many vehicles back then.
Right. Well, Chrysler had their 383 because that came in 2
Right.
and 4 barrel, and that was the
Hmm.
ubiquitous engine. I mean, that was
Right.
in literally every mid-size and every full-size car. Like on the full sizes, for the longest time, that was the base engine.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
from 60, was it 65, 60, 64, 64 up till about 70 till 71 where they stopped making. They made the 400. They ended up having that as that engine. And the thing about the 383 is that Chrysler guys always like they look at the 390 and how much more torque it had. The 383 for some reason was not a really great torque engine. It was just kind of it was okay. But it really kind of it just kind of I don't know, it just doesn't have that pull. I mean, you can carburate it, you can liven it up, but I mean, the best you can do with that, without going any type of crazy on it, is that it can run maybe high 13s in a quarter mile. It's seriously like any of those 383 Roadrunners or Super Bs, the lightest of the light, they'll run upper 13s. So my 340 actually keeps up with them, and a lot of times passes them because I outran a 383 a Roadrunner doing drag racing because it's just like I mean it was just it's not that quick, and it's not really not that quick. I mean, I've seen people when you modify them, you can get power out of them because they're indestructible. That's the one thing about it. They are absolutely and utterly completely indestructible. They're just overbuilt, but they're also slow. Let's see. We got Jeremy, 350 heads on a 305. Oh dear God. I got 10 miles to the gallon. Ain't got no good intentions. No. I remember when they did that, when they put the bigger heads on the 305s to try to bring them to life, because the 305 is not a good engine. They had those in the Monte Carlos in the
I had one
80s.
of my old Impala too. It lasted 358,000
Oh yeah.
miles, but the transmission's terrible behind it for just throw that out there. But
Which transmission did
I
GM
believe
use?
it was, I believe for 78, I believe it came from the Chevette originally. And they said, hey, this is a great idea. I believe it could be wrong in the nomenclature, but I think it was called the 4T200 or the T200. Someone can
The
correct me.
T200, yeah.
T200.
They actually put that behind the diesel.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They did. Yes, they used that. It makes my brain hurt. But yes, my dad, I mean, yeah, when it was new, it was great. As the miles went on, I think my dad had to rebuild 3 times on that car. But it lasted us. It was my first car, and by the time I had it, it probably had 60 horsepower left in it. And the air conditioning, hey, the AC was ice cold R12. Let's just leave it at that.
Yeah, the only way to rock and roll.
Mm-hmm.
R12, baby. Yeah, I mean, honestly, if you really look at a lot of those cars back then, there was always that middling engine that just because like the General Motors had that 402, which nobody likes. Everybody hates that engine. I mean, nobody even builds anything. Literally, they yank it and they put something else. It was the
You mean the Oldsmobile 403?
no, there was a 402, a Chevy 402.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, it was not a good engine. That thing would go bye-bye. Like you throw a 396 in there instead. 396 actually it was so funny when you think about the old cars. Oh, Jeremy. Thank you, Jeremy. It's going to be a great show. See that? Look at it you brought. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hope you're feeling better. He had a hip replaced.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so I'm seeing how he's doing because I'm on my way for that too. I can't wait.
Oh, you're fine.
But lost my train of thought. But there was always that middling engine. Like the 396 was actually such a great, it's really an underrated engine. Because honestly, there are a lot of cars ended up with that, but from what I've seen, they seem like they're pretty durable and they actually can get decent power without being too horrible, like streetable still. And I don't know much about Chevys and all that, but because I don't really care, but I always found that impressive that engine seemed pretty much pretty pretty spot on there. And it wasn't, the thing is that engine was a lot cheaper than going like 454, 455, 427. I mean, because that was a giant jump in price in their world, in the Chevy world. But Pontiac made a good 400. Pontiac 400 was a great engine.
Yep.
The Pontiac, actually anything Pontiac built was great. It was all the same engine
You're right.
because they have no
389.
they have no big or small block because they all their cylinders are spaced the same. So it's the same engine. It's just they changed the bore and stroke. And that's why they're so oh good, he's feeling great. This is only like 2 months out. Oh, I'm getting positive vibes because my daughter keeps on asking, when are you gonna get that done? I really don't want to. But and honestly, the only other one other car company that I would love to have something from would be Pontiac, just because their build quality on their engines was psychotically good. It was like the only engine I know that you can put the valve covers on the heads and it won't leak because the machining was so damn good. It was seal. That's machining. My Chrysler, I have, steel shimmed, special, reusable valve cover gasket, and they still leak. I mean, it's because the machining, even having the heads done, the machining is still crap on that's the challenge of a Chrysler. Everything is when you bring it to the machine shop to have them clean it up. There's so much slag left inside that engine that it looks like they forgot to do a step. Like all the intake ports and all, they have to go clean all this extra metal that's around it. Every Chrysler engine's like that.
Oh,
Everyone.
God.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
And you wonder why we slipped. No car pun intended. Well, how we slipped in the world presence. It's a shame. It's really a shame.
Oh, this is Chrysler from the 60s.
But that's what I'm saying. But
no pride.
That's when things started. Oh, terrible.
Well, that's why it's always a thing with Chrysler with, does it have the original engine? Most likely no. And it doesn't matter because they had high replacement rates on the 440, 383, and even the Hemi because of the way the oil pan was. Until you modified the oil pan and put a deep oil pan on it or did a dry sump, you ran out of oil when you got to a certain point. All the oil went to the back of the engine, and your sump was toward the middle, and all of it went to the back, and then it ran dry and it blew the engine up. you just ate the bearings because that's literally where we are with Chryslers. That's why mine always has an extra half quart or so. Seriously.
Well, don't feel too bad because somehow decades later, the 5.4 Triton, they couldn't make the oil valleys big enough, and which again, great engine, bad design as far as that goes, and it was an upcharge, obviously, and in the years that followed, it was a sludge machine because again, they couldn't fix this after only building engines for how long now? I digress. So don't feel bad.
Well, no, it was just because Chrysler wanted the front suspension to be lower and more sleek. So what they did is to connect the two tie rods, oh my God, I can't remember the bar, the drag link. They put the drag link, and it interfered with making the deep part of the oil in the back of the engine like a General Motors. And because that drag link is there, it made the suspensions great. But what happens, especially on faster cars, things that were running, when you started getting below 13, if you didn't do anything to that thing, all the oil would go back up and your pickup was way down here. And they did they did replace a lot of engines. There are a lot of cars out there that have replacement blocks in them. It's especially on the higher end. If they were drag raced, they were replacement blocked, and it's not that uncommon. It was just a thing for it wasn't like there was anything happening to them. It was just because of the way the design of the car itself actually caused it to have the right. I mean, it wasn't like Oldsmobile where they basically spit the rods out. No, that was just poor design. No, it was because the oil would go out because it was accelerating so hard and it would just go dry. Really, really. Oh, we got someone new. Toy King Wonder. Running Mopars in 70, Chargers, Super Beast Challengers. The list goes on and on. The only issue with Mopars is their bodies were a little tinny. That is an understatement. My Charger was absolutely disintegrating, as did most Mopars from the 60s and 70s. They literally rotted, every one of them, if they were not kept out west, or if they weren't kept after like a prize. They rotted behind the rear because the water would sit there behind the rear wheels, behind the front wheels, the bottom of the door, and then on most of the cars, because of the way the trim was, you get rot right below the back window. They disintegrated. Also, the inner fenders were kind of crappy on them too. I've been playing with cars for a real long time. My family's been a Mopar family for a very long time. Yeah, and I know I'm dead on right about the replacement blocks. That's so common because it's just the thing that happened. And Chrysler was basically building a car as cheap as they could. It was literally their entire existence through the 60s into the 70s, because they had major failures. First, the turbine car, which they paid for with their pocket, they lost millions of dollars on that because they had to scrap them. So they got nothing. They got nothing from anybody on that. Then they had a couple. The initial Barracuda was a failure, and they launched it. It didn't sell well. The original Charger did not sell well. The 68 Charger sold great. The 69 sold okay. The 70 was a flop. The 70 Charger sold poorly. 71 did a little better, not great. Yeah, it was really, they really just never got the engineering and the styling and hit them, and didn't have the market planning that a lot of the guys had. Like Pontiac is the ultimate market planner. John DeLorean knew the market. I mean, they just drop a car and it'd sell hundreds of thousands of units. It just move. When they came out with the Grand Prix, oh my God, that thing flew off the shelves. It was an expensive car, and if they sold 130,000 Grand Prix the first year in 1969, 130,000 of them. I mean,
with his design, with his redesign, of 69.
Yeah, the new Grand Prix with the big grill.
New Grand Prix, right.
Yeah, and that's the first car to have a antenna that was actually built into the window in the glass. Yeah.
Yeah. I want to piggyback on that comment. Is that my uncle, not joking, bought Plymouths, working guy, bought Plymouths from the same dealership from like 1949 until when he quit driving. He passed a couple years ago at 92. But his first Plymouth was in 49, but he bought a brand new car. This is in Chicago. He bought a brand new car like every 7 or 8 years, kind of like what I do, right? The only difference is my cars don't rust out. So my aunt told me a story how in 66 they had a 58 Plymouth, not Christine, but anyway, it was a 4-door wagon, whatever. She hopped in the front seat and literally just fell through because of all the salt over the years had just finally disintegrated the bolstering and the floorboards and the frame, and basically she just went through the car. It was like, I don't think this is good. But that's a good point you said about all the water building up. And I just watched a video, ironically, on the 57 forward look. Beautiful car, great styling, but the quality control, no inner fender linings, etc., and it ruined the reputation like that. And even though it was ahead of its time, suddenly it's 1960, it unfortunately put a stain on these beautiful looking cars because of the quality control. And it's a real shame when you think about that.
Yeah. So Toy King Wonder, I was riding in a baby seat in a '69 Super B. Okay, don't tell me about knowing Mopars. The engines, they're big. The big blocks. I'm sorry, the R block, the RB, the B and the RB, because that's what they really are, had horrible problems with oiling under hard acceleration. That is documented. Literally, it is that's why Milden pumps go on all those cars. That's why you have the Milden. That's why you have that Mildon 7, 8 quart. It was 8 or 9 quart pan to be able to make sure the car didn't run out of oil. I know a lot of guys have been driving their cars very hard for 50 years, and I can damn well tell you they have Mildons on there because they know they'll run out of oil. That is literally that they were replaced and at great amounts actually because of the oiling problem. That is a known problem. Please. It's a known problem. Everybody knows that. Anybody knows anything about Mopars knows that they run out of oil when you accelerate them hard because they have a mid-engine sump on them. A mid-engine sump is not ideal for running hard, especially when you start getting down into the 12s and the 11s, because now you're starving the car because you're pulling G's at that point. I mean, maybe you had cars that couldn't run on the 14. I guess you're okay. But if you ran real fast, there was no way you could use the stock setup. You would absolutely destroy your car. You would starve the bearings. And it wasn't because they weren't built well. It's just because it's called gravity. It's called physics. And oil goes backwards when you pull hard. That's just the way it works. It is just the way it works. I mean, honest to God. And yes, I was going to bring that up. Uncle Tony did verify that. Yeah, I mean, it's well known. I mean, all you have to do is go underneath one Mopar with a B or an RB engine and go, oh, dear God, because the sump is here. And then there's the whole back of the oil pan here. It's like, wait a minute. That's not good because then the oil goes up. There's no baffling. So the oil goes back up and the sump is sitting at the front and it just sucks everything. It just sucks air. And then your bearings go bye-bye. Especially when you're pulling like 6,000 RPM, things kind of crash kind of fast. The heat will literally go, they'll literally eat themselves. I mean, once you lose oil, you're done. Right? No, of course. But Ford had the rear sump on theirs because all like your Lincoln, that's rear sumped.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, Ford never had an issue with that. They had other issues, but they never had an issue. It was Chrysler. Chrysler was they wanted their suspensions to be better, and unfortunately, you had to put the drag link there because they wanted the what is, oh God, my mind's just gone blank now. The tie rods to be in back of the wheel because they felt that was better for handling. Even though every BMW I own, the tie rods are in front.
Yeah. But Chrysler was always known for its engineering. I mean, ahead of its time thinking in many ways, if I'm correct on that.
Yes, but the thing is, they were great for engineering, terrible at marketing, and even worse for styling. I mean, they had help. I mean, Virgil did make them have stylish cars, but it was just, it would come and go. So, I mean, because, their best-selling car, if you think about it, was the Dodge Dart. That is like those Virgil's successor did that car. That's one of the blandest cars ever. It literally is just like, oh, if a car, if the color tan could be a car, it'd be a Dodge Dart.
And it was on many Dodge Darts.
Yes, it was. So, yeah, it was styling. They just weren't, and with the trends, they just never caught the trends. Because Ford,
what's interesting about Virgil is that obviously Virgil, he is, many really believe, I mean, he will not even believe, he is, besides even Iacocca, a little bit Virgil Exner is responsible for the 61 Continental, which started as a Thunderbird. When he went to Chrysler, you can blatantly tell the 64 moving forward for a little while was bogarting off the 60s Continental. So
Oh, yeah,
Virgil was
absolutely.
very, very talented. And he just, but obviously different company, different this. And I learned something interesting too. Virgil originally actually came from like the 50 Ford was not actually designed in house. It was actually designed by an outsourced design
Yes,
firm and brought in.
yes.
And Virgil Exner worked for, I can't think of now the
I
man's
think it was
name, unfortunately.
it was Studebaker, I think.
No, it was not Lowry. It was not Lowry. It was not
Oh,
Lowry
Rowie,
Designs.
yeah. I did.
He had his
I
own.
did a whole
That was
video on this.
Studebaker, but beautiful car. Another incredibly ahead of its
Yeah,
time car.
he actually designed that post-war Studebaker was his from that company,
Yes,
that outside company, Lowry and Company. They were a design firm because in the early days, a lot of companies didn't think about design, so they just had it outsourced. It wasn't, General Motors is the first one to really do it in-house. If you really think about it with, what's his name?
You had to have a fine arts degree to actually work in General Motors design.
Yes.
Actually, college educated fine arts. That's how intense they were on their designs.
Yeah. But they literally, I mean, I can't, what's his name? Harvey Earl. He was tough. He was tough with that, but he wanted General Motors cars, especially Cadillac, to stand out from the crowd. So that General Motors was literally the forerunner of making in-house beautiful cars that were made for style and not just for function. Well, Chrysler made cars for function, not for style.
Lowry had his, and he actually worked with Tucker, but Lowry had his design firm, and then it was Bill Mitchell and Virgil Exner who did the Ford, and then eventually Bill Mitchell and Exner came to Ford and worked with their other good folks to make us the Thunderbirds, the Lincolns, and then Virgil Exner left because he was passed up in the design hierarchy, and hence why he ended up in Chrysler and did a good job. I think I like a lot of those mid-60s Chrysler designs.
Oh, yeah, the only one he gets the bad rap for is the 63, and he didn't even design that car. They shrank the car down. His original design was a beautiful car, and I did it in the video. It was a beautiful car, and they shrank it down because they got false information that General Motors and Ford were shrinking their cars. Right. And they made a really, really ugly car. They made the Plymouth, the Savoy, the coming or going car. Literally, it was the front. It was the same front and back.
Now I mixed up the names. Was it Elwood Ingle who did all the mess ups in the early 60s? Ingle
was late. He did after Virgil left. He's the one that came in, and he made the Bland Dart. That was his car. The Bland Dart was his car.
Right. I apologize. I completely mixed up the names. I apologize. Elwood Ingle was from Ford and Bill Mitchell. Not Exner was before making the funky ones. That's right.
Yes. Yeah, I'm trying to look it up because Virgil Exner did.
My bad.
He did one car. Since we're talking about it, he did actually
the Valiant wacky.
No, well, that car was supposed to. That was actually a whole European movement. And they once again misread the market, but that's kind of that's kind of the story of Chrysler's existence, is they kind of missed the market. It was a shame. I mean, they literally just were always off. Here we go. I think this was the Stutz. And this was Virgil Exner's last car. We'll move on after this. This was his last car. And you can tell it's a Virgil Exner car. That is his last car.
Wow.
And it was Stutz. They were trying to revive it. And it literally, this is in the mid 60s, mid late 60s. And look at the front. But look at the front, the nose on that. Pontiac took that nose. And that's what they did and that was going to be the design. And Chrysler did not think about doing that. And honestly, Chrysler kind of had stuck with late 60s designs in the early 70s. And that's why they got destroyed. I mean, their sales were terrible in the early 70s. But that's what Virgil was thinking of at this point for kind of bold grills, bold lights, bold body lines, and General Motors did this. So that's the way. That's what happened way back when. I kind of when I did a video on the 70 my style Charger, and it's truly amazing how dated that Charger looked when it came out.
Yeah.
Because General Motors and Ford had completely changed their designs, because the Thunderbird even had a big beak, had the big pointy nose on it. Yeah.
Funky Knudsen. Yeah.
And it's like you look at the Charger as basically this flat grill on it. It's like, and you can't, hidden headlights, which were already out of favor. I mean, by the early 70s, hidden headlights were already out of favor in American cars. It was done. And I'm like, oh my God. But yeah, that's why I did that video. And people were like, what do you mean it's not? I actually got comments like, what do you mean it's not good looking? I'm not saying it's not good looking. It's just when you looked at it back then, that car didn't sell. It didn't sell because it just was, compared to the Fords and all the General Motors products, it was bland. And people wanted, in the early 70s, they wanted a bold looking car. Because if you look at the Lincolns, Lincoln and Cadillac is always the way you look for how the edge of styling is. Those cars had giant grills on them, chrome. They had big body lines on them. They had like big, really representative taillights. Like you could see, the Lincoln with the long, and Cadillac did their stand up. And it was just a whole movement with the way that they did cars in the early 70s. And Chrysler was just like, hey, we got a fuselage. We got a fuselage car. Yeah. Yeah, no. So it's very interesting when you really look at in that time and place, how those cars just didn't resonate with the general public, because they just weren't as stylish. And stylish, even especially then, the style was the thing. Now I don't know.
Changed every 3 years, so it's like if you're out of date in no time, like nobody in 75. I mean, even though I think my car would probably still be a better runner, because of the engine and everything. If you had an 8-year-old car, we talked about this. I mean, if you had a 10-year-old car, now you're like, okay, big deal. 10-year-old car, it is what it is, and doesn't look good, bad, indifferent. It's neutral, whatever. No one thinks about it. But back then, if you had a 10-year-old car, like if you had a 1950. Anything in 1960, people were asking if you needed help.
Exactly. They were like, hey, do you need a job? Is everything okay? I mean, is everything all right? Yeah. If you had a 10-year-old, because actually back then, that 10-year-old car, it was $25. I mean, I wish I was joking. It was a $25 car.
Absolutely.
It had no value. Nobody wanted it.
Heck, my dad bought his first car in 54. He was 19. He bought a 49 Nash bathtub. Kind of cool with the Unisphere and everything. I think he told me, he goes, yeah, now mind you, obviously money is inflated over the years, but I think my dad told me he bought a 6-year-old car for $150. So even adjusted for inflation, maybe $1,500 or something. God, I'd love to have a 6-year-old car for $2,000 nowadays.
Yes, 4339 JK. Fuselage C bodies are timeless. I mean, the appreciation for them is there. I mean, they're that's a car I could drive coast to coast in. I mean, honest to God, that is a car you want to drive coast to coast in. It's quiet. It floats down the road. It has the leaf springs in the back, the thick torsion bars up front, probably a 440 under the hood. And I mean, you could just cruise in that car. But back then, it just compared to the big Mercuries and the Lincolns and the Cadillacs and the Oldsmobiles, it just, like, the Oldsmobile had the Toronado, and the Toronado was actually a really good selling car. That car actually sold really well, and because that was like the doctor's car, and they sold a hell of a lot of them, and that was a very bold design. And it's Jamie Cotton, 7962. They want a sleek looking car. And it was sleek, but it had to have, it made a statement. Like the Toronado makes a statement. Even when they did the redesigns through the early 70s, it made a statement. It was a very, it was there. You knew it was an Oldsmobile. Same thing with the Buick when they went to the boat tail. I mean, everybody knows a boat tail Buick. Yes, the
And
Imperials were still around. Yeah.
that's a neat point he just made, because like in '61, when the Continental was completely redesigned from their, let's just say, abortion of '58 through '60s, which, that's a love or hate Lincoln
Yeah.
right there. But the '61 Lincoln was unlike any other, at least at that time, American car, where really no fins, slab side,
Mm-hmm.
a three box design, as they would say. Now,
Yes.
like the Chevy and stuff they call later. It was revolutionary for being a clean car, but you knew you arrived in that. It was so clean with the suicide. The suicide doors, of course, made it even more special. And that's why Cadillac in '65 kind of emulated that look, and probably the fuselage, even they probably thought, oh, sleeker look. But the '61 Lincoln was so different in
Mm-hmm.
a clean way. It was like, unfortunately, what didn't happen with the fuselage, where by that time the design had kind of maybe worn out. If you would maybe agree with me on that
Yeah.
statement.
Yeah. It was just it just didn't resonate.
Yeah.
And yeah, the Imperials were there. They were now Chrysler Imperials, because
Yeah.
I believe they had
Beautiful.
incorporated them into the Chrysler line and stopped being their own. I mean, the Imperials were always really awesome cars. The first car to be offered with anti-lock brakes, 1971. They were offered with anti-lock brakes. Very, very, well built. Had always came with 440s, lots of power. I mean, just they easily pull a car. And yeah, I mean, and when they were in big form, they're beautiful cars, but they're enormous, and they were
Yeah.
heavy. They were 5,000 pounds, and they were some of the biggest cars ever made.
Yeah.
200.
I think the '72 with the bumper extensions is the largest passenger car ever made to this date.
240 inches, some
Yeah, it
psychotic.
makes my Lincoln's 220, and it was like another 2 feet on top of that.
Yeah, it's just kept on going. Actually, I did not know this. Did you know this, that Reagan's presidential limo was a '69 Imperial?
Actually, well, he had a couple different ones. The one he was thrown in the back of was
Yeah.
actually a customized Lincoln town car with the rear hinge door. Actually, on that
Oh.
one, the one he was, that was like the
ceremonial
in-town
one?
car.
Yeah.
That was like his let's go to an event kind of car. Yeah, the
Yeah.
Imperial might have been like the because Nixon had that style too, but they would hold on to cars a lot longer back then for presidents than they do now.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, honestly, the technology didn't change that much. It really
And think
didn't.
about it. It was only a 12-year-old. There's a good example. There's only a 12-year-old car, but boy, it sure looked different than '81.
Oh, God. Ooh. Yeah. So I want to move on to some newer car news, because I think this may be something. So Ford came out and went, the dark horse is nice, but let's make a dark horse with a supercharger on it, because why not? Now, this is a interesting thing from Street Muscle. They're wondering if the right car for a dying market or start of something huge. I think it's kind of the beginning of a new thing, because I saw this in the early '80s. Its first inauguration in '80. So yeah, okay.
Oh, his
Yeah, when they brought him
inauguration.
in.
I gotcha. In '81. Yeah.
So Ford came out with this, and it's basically a dark horse with a supercharger on it. It has 800 horsepower. I mean, this isn't for everybody. It's not gonna be a massive selling car. They're not gonna sell 150,000 of these.
Unfortunately.
But the thought of what they're actually bringing on this is pretty impressive, because this is basically like, hey, we want high performance cars, and we want to have them be, look at this interior. That's a class interior.
Yeah.
I mean, those look like Recaro seats. They are Recaro seats. And it just has bolsters on it, and everything's angled toward the driver, just like a good BMW. Everything's angled at the driver. It's a driver's car. I mean, honestly, when you look at this and how they did the interior, then you go and you look at what the Stellantis has brought out for the Charger gas car. It's just not impressive. I mean, the Charger body looks great, but unfortunately, it's this inline 6 twin turbo, and I can just go buy a BMW. I can't buy a car like this from BMW or well, Mercedes you can through AMG. You can get a Psycho V12. You'll pay a lot more, but I mean, you honestly can't get, this type of car from a lot of other companies, especially for under $100,000. Because even with the supercharged, this is still under $100,000. Think about that for a second. It's probably going to be around 70 because Dark Horse is 60, but this is going to be absolutely an animal. And in that price range, vintage. Didn't Recaro seats go out of business? No, they filed bankruptcy again. Recaro has filed bankruptcy. Oh Christ! I think
4
it's like
times
5
Trump.
times. Yeah, five or 6 times. Recaro just seems not to be able to keep their business liquid. They make great seats. They make the best seats in the business, but they just, they always get somebody because the name is worth so much because it's Recaro, and OEMs love like Ford and Shelby just use Recaro. I mean, Shelby, you will get Recaro seats in that because it's the best street performance seat you can buy because it actually mimics a racing seat. The way it holds you, the way they're so comfortable. Yeah. But no, they're still in business. Just they had to reorganize.
Again.
Yeah. And so I think that this is going to be this is for a performance car, this is going to be a pretty good a pretty big hit because this is faster than a Hellcat. I can already tell you it's going to be faster than a Hellcat because it's 800 horsepower in a smaller car. So if we're just going to go, and Challengers really aren't that roomy inside. When they had that, they weren't that roomy. You ever ride one?
Yes.
Yeah, it's not. You're not really stretching out in that car, especially the back seat. That's the people you don't like. You stick back there. So this is what Ford rolled out, and so I think that this Ford, just like in '83 when they rolled out the Mustang GT and they gave it a roller top end. And all of a sudden, the wheels started, the motion started going, and performance started coming back. I have a feeling this is. I'm kind of leaning toward this. Kind of is like going, look, this is what we can do. I mean, we can make on the top end we can do this. On the bottom end they can. The thing is the 4-cylinder Mustang with the EcoBoost in it is over 300 horsepower.
Yeah,
it is a fast car. And it comes with a stick. I mean, it's just
not anymore.
Animal.
Not anymore.
Oh, they no more.
No, they now 10-speed automatic only.
I hate that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, some new 4339 JK. Some new Mustangs outruns both GT40s and 05 and 18. Oh yeah, absolutely. Actually, the Dark Horse, I think it runs in the 11s, like the low 11s out of the box. Like, think about that. Out of the box, you're running a psychotic quarter-mile speed. I mean, that is scary fast because you're doing like 120 at the end in a quarter mile. That car, and with a supercharger, you're going to be in the 10s, and probably with the right guy, probably the 9s. I mean, that it really, because I've seen Hellcats, they actually work them well, that they run 9s, and they got a little bump of horsepower, and they're running 9s. 9 is stupid fast. That's like getting shot out of a rocket. So then, not to be outdone, Carol Shelby's place there, God rest his soul, has gone and given us a new GT350, and they said, the hell with it, we're going to make supercharged. So you can buy a GT350 with the flat plane 5-liter that is supercharged for 810 horsepower also, shockingly enough, and it get in convertible. So this car is stupid expensive. It's a Shelby. And it is like $120,000. But then again, this is a supercar. I mean, this literally 2 diesel hour. That's Hayabusa fast. Yes, it is. It's scary fast. It's scary. So this $121,000, but you're literally this Shelby. You are in competition with the top end Corvettes. You're like the 01. That's literally what your equal is. And then also now you're talking Porsches like 911s. You know, I mean, this is the type of performance you're going to get from this, because a Shelby car will have every ounce of handling, every ounce of braking, and it will have absolutely psychotic straight line speed. And this car is absolutely, utterly amazing. And their facility out in Vegas is the best facility I've ever seen. If you could ever go out to Vegas and wanna do a tour, this is a factory to go tour. They literally take brand new Mustangs and they cut the corner panels off, and they put new corner panels on them to make the wide body. And then they actually tear the interiors out of a brand new Mustang. You can buy it. If you have a Mustang and you want a GT interior, you go to Shelby USA. They actually sell the interiors they yank out of the cars for a good discount. So if you have a regular Mustang, you want a GT interior, just go to Shelby USA. Because, why not? So yeah, this car is absolutely, this is next level for Shelby. Absolutely next level, because now they just said, well, just make convertible. Screw it. Phenomenal car. And it's just, everything about this car is just so classic, down to the hoop roll bar, the permanent one. Just an absolutely gorgeous car. I can't wait to see one of these. I know in my area I will. I know I'm going to see a couple of these here. You still there, Fluno?
I am actually.
Okay.
I was actually in my brain thinking of memory lane of selling Shelby Mustangs almost 20 years ago, and how some would send them off to get the Super Snake package, which back then was, I think you got 720 horsepower, and they would do their little thing, but you would have to send it to Vegas, and you would have a Super Snake package put on it.
Jesus.
Most people like putting it. Being, it was a very, I loved it. I loved the Shelby. Well, one, I made good money when I sold them too. Sold 3 actually within a year and a half, which was because you only had so many allocations. Yeah. And but they were just such a nice car, and they were VINed, and I've said it before, they were VINed as a GT 500, where, and again, I'm not knocking Roush or Saleen, but as far as banks are concerned, in trade-in value, et cetera, they were just a GT Mustang that was customized, where the GT 500, you actually were getting a specialty vehicle by SVT Ford, and they were just wonderful cars. They were just so different. It's similar. I mean, they were obviously a Mustang, but they had just enough tweaks in them that made them amazing. So just taking a little trip down memory lane there,
Yep.
as you talk about this in Shelby and Vegas, etc.
Yeah. So basically, they do rebrand these as Shelbys. This is a Shelby. I mean,
right? Yeah.
It's not really a Shelby Mustang. It's actually a Shelby GT350.
Right.
And that's why they just I mean, when you go and you watch them work on the cars, it actually hurts to watch them cut the corner panels and put the wide corner panels on the car. I mean, they redo all the body work on the car, and then they rip the entire interior out, because it's like, whatever, just throw it away. Well, actually, they just sell it. And then, but the thing is, the engines are so good, they don't have to, especially in the new ones, they don't have to do anything to them.
No,
they literally are just like slap stuff on there, do their tune, it's good to go. And it's just amazing. It's one of the neatest places I've ever gone, because they'll even work on the Super Snake trucks in there with the F-150s. Oh dear God, Those they roll them over 1,000 horsepower, especially when they have all-wheel drive. They 1,000 horsepower. So, but I think with all this excitement, I'm having a feeling that there's that maybe the automobile industry is going back to, I don't know, a time when cars actually meant something, unlike the last 10 years where Jesus, it's just gotten more and more depressing. The last 5 have been horrible. So, it's kind of neat. I mean, so yeah, here is like the Shelby page celebrating 6 decades of heritage, and they have I've seen a few of these. Those are
That's
expensive.
cool.
Those are, but 121 grand, manual transmission, 401A, 2026 Mustang GT Fastback. Contact the sales team. But I mean, it's, but I mean, they literally do everything on here where they, the supercharger, the Borla, they put their suspension on it. They fix the shifter. They put giant wheels on it, and they put a special tire. And see, you got a 3-year, 36,000 mile warranty on this car from Shelby.
Yeah,
that's pretty impressive actually for a race car. I mean, it's literally a race car. I mean, it's absolutely psychotic, and I'm using 93 octane. That's my favorite part, using 93 octane. And optional, you can get the pedestal or the convertible light bar. But yeah, so this is really, I don't know. This gives me a little warmth in my heart, because this is just next level stuff here.
Definitely
I love
place
everything
in my heart for these. Absolutely.
Yeah,
I would own this any day over a Corvette.
Oh God, yes. Oh God, yes.
I'm just not a Corvette guy. This
well,
is
you
just
don't. You don't have to buy tight shorts, because you have to buy tight shorts to really drive a Corvette. That's what I've noticed. So I'm going to close up. I went through the Mecum, and I was just under $20,000. I was trying to find stuff that was under 20, and it wasn't great. There was maybe 50 cars that went for under 20,000 that sold. And I mean, this one, the Le Mans convertible, so it's basically a GTO without the extra packaging on it, right? It has the 326. I mean, it's not a fast car, but it's still convertible. Falcon Futura. I always like these cars.
Yeah.
Here's that was 19. Another convertible, a Fairlane 500 convertible, 18.7.
That's great.
That's actually, unless there's something really wrong with that car, that's a hell of a deal on that car. 390.
Yeah, a convertible. I mean, that's the closer in many ways.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Look at that.
The top doesn't look bad. The body looks
cool,
okay.
60s blue. Yeah, like Robin blue.
The door's a little misaligned. I could see that from here. This side's a little better. It doesn't look like there's any wonkiness, I guess. 3-speed manual. That hurts the car. 3-speed manual. And they put an MSD in a car with a 3-speed manual. Why? I mean, why? Has air conditioning added on. Hey, okay, cool. That's not bad.
Gotta make some things modern. Yeah.
Yeah. Has the gauges. That has the original vinyl seats in it. The basic dash. There's your oh my God, your 3-speed. And there's your 390. And honestly, that don't look bad. That doesn't look bad at all.
Car to cruise around in. I mean, again, it's a drop top, and that's really not a bad price in today's world. And the 390s we've discussed much earlier is solid, and you're getting a fun car that they still probably have tons of parts for, because it was a Ford product like the 390, etc. That parts are still plentiful, like on a Chevy or Mustang in many ways.
I mean, this is actually a good car to go have fun with, except that 3-speed is just that's gonna be, whoa, God, yeah. Oh well.
Is it on the floor or the column? I didn't see.
It's a floor shift. It is the old school. Okay. The old school ball. Here it is, right here, right here.
Yeah.
The old school ball.
Yeah, the H pattern. Yeah.
Yeah. Especially with the 390, you run out of steam real fast.
Oh yeah.
But there's some Thunderbirds, like the later mid 60s Thunderbirds, under 20. Big sedan, big fuselage Fury, 69 Fury, 318, 15.4. Great big cruisy car.
Yeah.
74 Thunderbird. Not a lot of people like those. 71 Lincoln Mark III.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
That
a
Mark III.
classic
That's
car.
nice. That's a nice personal luxury car right there. Yeah.
Look at this. 64 Lincoln.
Yeah.
I think that's a 4-door.
Yeah.
430.
That's all they were. Yeah.
There it is. The suicide doors.
Mhm.
All set, man.
How much?
13.7. 13.7 for this car. Unless this car has like real problems.
Sure.
The doors open. The interior doesn't look. The interior is kind of. Somebody did a modernize on the interior. God, it looks awful. Actually. That looks terrible. Oof.
That's bad.
Steering wheel's kind of eh. But the thing is,
but that's what you're going to get for that price now. So in reality, if you can always trickle and redo things down the trough, just to get it started. The 430, yeah.
And then it has the 2 miles of fuel line running over the engine to go to the carburetor. Jesus.
Yes.
They actually did that. Ford actually ran rubber line that long.
Well, what's actually worse is that and I discovered this almost the hard way, but luckily it was changed. The wipers run off of the power steering pumps that are hydraulics. Yes. They're actually in many ways, like in my car, a first attempt of intermittent, because you just swivel the dial and there is no actual speed. It just goes up the more you swivel and go back and down because it's on hydraulic. The problem is the hose runs right across the engine. And as time went on, like mine is modified with a metal tube, then goes back into a hose. But yes, originally they had a rubber hose that ran right across the top of the engine and if that melted through, you would have a lot of basically type 4 transmission fluid.
Oh, that smokes up nice.
Causing smoke. Yes.
But I was commenting on the fuel line that's running over the entire time. This is like 3 feet of fuel line. That is a fire waiting to happen.
That shouldn't happen, because I'm actually visualizing my car right now, and it's pretty much the same design. They just bored out the engine to 462. It really didn't change much. I don't have that type of problem on mine running across like that.
No, this is
so
insane.
I don't know what's going on there.
And the wiring, now I know why the car's cheap. The wiring's kind of scary, but you know what? The body looks okay, and that's your biggest battle. The body.
It always is. Yeah. Aesthetics is always the more expensive part.
This one absolutely floored me. 13.2 for a full size Plymouth convertible.
That's
a full-size
nice.
Fury, 51,000 miles on it, and honest to God, it's 318 in it. You can just drive this car. It's just somebody put headers on it. Oh, why would you do that? Why? This is a cruising car. It's not a race car. It's a cruiser. Look at this though. Look at that dash.
That's cool.
Wow. This is a nice car. Just cruise along the beach. And then they did this to the engine. Why did you do why? And then they painted the engine bay the wrong color. But it's a good starting place. It's a good starting place, this car.
I actually like that interesting orange too. That's actually kind of goes with it.
It looks like I don't think that's a Chrysler color. I think that maybe the Corvette orange. Yeah, on this side doesn't look bad. It's convertible. It's not bad. This was done for the auction, and I think paying 13, the top works. Paying 13, you did okay on this car. I can't see, unless it's something horrible wrong with it. And it's just so there and a lot of it was a lot of luxury cars for the top end. This one actually, I was intrigued. A Catalina, 69 Catalina. A convertible. It's a big car, but this is once again a hell of a cruiser. and this person got this car for under 10 grand. I mean,
where are you going to buy a convertible for
and it's a
that's
Pontiac.
great.
And it's a Pontiac, so there are parts. You can get parts for this car. They
That's
are
a good looking
available.
car.
It's a sharp car. I mean, it has the day 2 wheels on it. It's convertible, big trunk. It's a Pontiac. I mean, this is actually, I mean, honestly, this is like the biggest deal I saw at the auction was this. You got a full-size convertible with no miles on it. I think it has 14,000 miles on the clock, and it does not look like
Holy
it's rolled.
shit.
It does not look like it's rolled. This car sat
Even
somewhere.
if it has, that's still not bad. 114, let's say.
Yeah.
And as much as I'm a traditionalist and I love stock, over 50 plus years, things are gonna be like, whether it be that orange thing.
Yeah.
Some people just want to change it up because you're not talking $100,000 car here. So for
No.
13.5, change up the color if you like. Who cares at that point?
But you know what? Whoever did this interior is beautiful.
Yeah,
classic. I mean, nice vinyl. It's been done well. I mean, that looks nice. Manual windows, so one less thing to worry about. I mean, this is not bad at all.
No.
So this was a steal. Whoever got this, just absolutely.
And that's a nice red too.
Yeah, that's a Pontiac color. That is definitely a Pontiac color. They bought this car on Sunday. Hell of a deal. Let's see. G Canada. That Fury probably costs like $40,000 to rebuild, then sells for $14,000. Most times you'll get your money back. Rick Ducati story for you if you think I don't know. I know, no, trust me. I've rebuilt a car. I've helped with cars. That Fury though, they didn't put that much money in it. You can tell that was done for an auction. They slapped some paint on the car. Trunk wasn't painted. There's a lot of things on that car just but they still lost money on it unless they really did it cheap. But I can't imagine they made money on that car at all.
I learned a long time ago, and again, my car's a solid. I mean, I got to do some stuff on it, but it's a solid 3-ish, which I'm fine with because they're meant to be driven. Some people like the trailer queens and all that fine, but you don't want it better than how it came off the showroom because then you're worried about the nick. Like we talked about the paints last time, right?
Yes.
No, and I do like my car looking sharp, this and that. I got to do definitely some work on it. But you're never, if you're worried about getting your money back, that's not, to me at least, why you want to enjoy the vehicle.
It's not why you have it. It's a hobby.
Exactly. And if you dump $40,000 into something, that's just not a smart move at all, in my opinion, unless you think is like one of something. That again, it's my personal opinion, but
no, I mean, if it's a Hemi car, you're going to dump $40,000 into it.
Different, right? Like if I put $50,000 into there are people who have literally, a lot of football players, I just know this from Lincoln Land, who have dumped like 50,000+ into their Continentals. It isn't going to get that ever again, but it doesn't matter. They can do it and they want it customized and they can enjoy whatever. Folks like us don't have that option. So you make it really nice, over the years, whatever, and you enjoy it. And you can't really stress about, I drop an extra 1,000 here or $500 here.
Right.
It's really about the enjoyment of the car.
Exactly. So 4339 JK, e-bodies and charges are the only things you get money back. Pretty much. I mean, because Superbirds and Daytonas, you have to work on them. The expense becomes psychotic, especially if you want to do it right. It becomes extremely expensive. Chargers, especially the Primo Chargers, if you have to spend the money on an RT, but on this auction, a 70 RT, it was a nice car. It went for 130, but granted, to make it to that condition, if it started like my car started, you're spending 90,000 on the car. I mean, easily 90,000. So I mean, e-bodies are a little easier because somehow the other people like those. I guess they haven't driven one. The e-bodies are not a great driving car. They look cool as hell, but they are not a driving car. But yeah, they get big money. And honestly, all you got to do is take any e-body and put a Hemi in it and paint it sublime or Hemi orange and roll it and then put it out for 150,000. It'll sell. Guarantee it'll sell. And if everything's done right, it'll sell for 150 grand. You'll have like 70 grand in the card and you'll sell it for 150 just because of the e-body. Oh, yeah, okay. I know a total dummy that has 20K in a motorcycle that can only get maybe 7 or 8 for it. Gee, I wonder who that is. Is that Canadian money? Jesus. But we do it for fun because look, when you play, and people have the wrong approach on this. If you play, it's my hobby. If you play golf, do you make that money back? I mean, with all those balls, the clubs, all the fees, do you make all that money? You make that money back in any way, shape, or are you going on the tour? I mean, because most people play golf, you're going to spend a few $1,000s a year playing golf. You have to if you really want enjoyment.
Right.
And I don't play golf. I have my car. And I spend money. I have my cars actually. Jesus. And I spend my money on it, but yes, they have intrinsic value, but the reason I have them is because they're my hobby. They give me something pleasurable to do, and I enjoy doing it. Plus, I built a YouTube channel around it because I'm insane. But I enjoy doing it. I meet a lot of people. I have a lot of fun. It's literally a great way to socialize. It still is a great way to socialize. Yeah. So it's just the thing. So I wanted to go look at this. This is actually interesting. This is an 83 Ford Mustang GT. So it's before they actually made them cool in 84, 85. But still, I mean, the hood's a little janky. All right, it's a Mustang. We expect this thing. The car sold for $6,600. It's a Mustang GT with a manual in it. One owner car. It's an original white car. 4-speed. That was the last year to 4-speed.
That's fun.
Center force clutch. AC in it. The TRX wheels. T-tops. They put an Alpine Monroe. Has a Marty report on it. I mean, this car is absolutely. Look at this. That is 1983. That is literally you're sitting in 1983 right there.
That's every Ford wheel.
I mean, this is 1983, but they gave you gauges. And the thing is, $6,600 for this car is stealing. This, I mean, honest to God, this car is if you want to, if you did a little tune on it, you can get 240, 250 horsepower without doing anything crazy. Because they only had I think they had like under 200.
But what a fun car.
It is a fun car.
You get some LED lamps, instead of those halogen.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's easy to convert.
Absolutely.
Much more easy to convert.
Well, Dennis, it's like when I didn't know much about it when I kind of did, but I didn't. I mean, I stole my Z3 when you think about it.
Yes, you did. Oh, I know how much you paid for that. You stole that car.
Yeah.
You stole that car.
And I haven't put that much into it over the last 6 years. It's been just incremental. So who cares? Like I said, it is so fun, so nice. In fact, just on last Saturday when it was like that 70 degrees with a little bit of haze, I could have been in Irvine driving. I mean, I had top down all day. It was, it brings so much joy. So back to like what he was saying about the motorcycle, really, you're going to spend money on something. You might as well give yourself that enjoyment back. Oh God, that's terrible.
This is the way they looked. I mean, this clock was horrible.
They didn't care. That's what people bought brand new in a free country. That is what people chose to buy.
Do you remember when Ford did this? Remember this nonsense?
That's so 80s. That's great.
This is as 80s as it gets. I love everything about this.
I do too.
Everything about this is just the tax stops at 6,000. But at
least there's a tack in it.
But wait, it has 180 speedometer in it. How'd that happen?
Oh, that's probably swapped out.
Oh no. That's kilometers.
Oh God.
Miles per hour is on the inside.
Was it Canadian?
Holy crap. Wait a minute. This car, that's kilometers.
Yeah.
But it still has 105. Wait a minute. Whoa. What does this Marty report say? Wait a minute. This is craziness. Built
I
to
should
be
do a
able,
Marty on my car.
probably should. Well, no, Los Angeles. But wait, why does this car have California emissions? But it has it has a kilometer speedometer in it. Holy shit. Wow. Oh my God. No, I know that was not standard. The regular
No.
80, the regular one was mile per hour in the United States.
85. Terrible.
I think the Mustang may have gotten 105, but still, this car. Why does this car have? This car has a
Well, yes,
kilometer
because
speedometer.
that law was revoked, but they had so many already manufactured, they just kept trickling them out. That's why, like in Back to the Future, they had to have the digital because it stopped at 85.
There's nothing on the Marty report about it, about having his California emissions, but nothing about it. Oh, track lock. Damn, this car was set, but there's nothing in it about going to Canada or going or anything. But it has. Oh God, this car's a freak. This car is literally a freak because it has a metric dash. That's metric. Holy crap. Wow. Who would have ever thought? So somebody stole this car. This is stolen at this point. $1,600. And even with the VIG, that is over $7,000. You can't buy an old Mustang GT for that much.
With the VIG. That's great.
That's what I call it, man, because to me, it's no different than loan sharking, baby.
Hey, are those
VIG.
T-tops? Does it have T-tops?
Yes, it has T-tops. This car is
That's
loaded.
amazing.
This car is
great.
loaded. And it has but it has a metric speedometer. Why? I don't even understand that.
The worst thing on that car are those ridiculous headlamps. I'm sorry. That's just. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Well, that was the thing. Ford was
The
going.
rims are good.
You have to find tires for them.
Yeah, but still, they're at least they go with the whole.
Yeah, the vibe. Oh, it's the whole vibe. And this is the last one that only had the single-sided exhaust, because in '84 they went duals.
Yeah,
it's dual, but it comes out on one side. The '84 they came out on both sides, and then '85 they went full bore, and that was the fast one. That was when they would run 14 seconds and a quarter. So, but wait, I went and I pulled this up because I knew you were gonna be on tonight. Look at this.
Oh,
look
beautiful.
At this Lincoln. So it's a 65 Lincoln convertible.
Yep.
With 18-inch wheels. So they had these. I've seen cars here that have that.
Yeah.
It's
triple black.
And triple black car. The car is a nut and bolt restoration. Nut and bolt.
There we go.
All right. Everything was done on this car. Everything. They rebuilt the 430. Everything was done on this car. Everything was rebuilt on it. Want to gather how much this car sold for? Because remember, it's convertible.
Okay, I'm going to say, it could be way off on this. I get it here. It goes back to the money thing. I'm going to say for that car, I'm going to say probably about $60,000. What did it sell for?
Hold on, we're rolling up to the top. $198,000.
Okay, there's exactly what we're talking about, because that is gorgeous. I don't want one nick on that black paint job. I don't want one swirl on that black paint job. And honestly, now what's cool too, Dennis, is that yes, those are 18-inch wheels, and they made the rims look like 65 hubcaps. That's what's cool about that. And by the way, white walls are completely incorrect for that year, but I won't get that granular. And on top of it, though, and I'm not knocking this vehicle, 64, 65 are the funkiest as far as, like we discussed, how a lot of the electrics worked, etc., etc. But that is insane
money.
And yeah, that's not. I mean,
but it's nut and bolt. Gorgeous. I mean, this car is as good as it was when it was new.
Yes, probably better.
Look at that. I mean, every part of this car is just gorgeous. It's just
I
nothing
probably
about
know
this car.
people who actually worked on that car. Actually, if
Jesus.
they did that kind of work on
They
it,
did.
there's
Nut and
only a
bolt.
few places. Yeah.
Everything.
Oh
But
my
I mean, look
God.
at the paint on this car. I mean, the paint on
Yeah.
this car is psychotic.
But wouldn't you? But like we were saying, oh, that's wonderful. That's yeah. See that there, the rims are actually designed to be like hubcaps. Oh my God, that is no, it's gorgeous. It is,
It's beautiful,
but
but yeah, I mean, I'd be absolutely terrified to do anything with a black car.
that,
I mean,
but again, okay, you bought it for now. What are we gonna do? And I can go on and on about again the enjoyment factor. Now, this guy could be a gazillionaire
yeah,
chic. I don't know.
exactly.
But why? Because I mean, you can get a great example of like that for probably, I mean, in very, very, very good shape with a lot of rebuilding on it going on for, like I said, about $60,000. And now we're talking,
Look at the
equal
reflection
money
of
from back in the day. Look
look
at
at the
that. That is
reflection of the
gorgeous.
clouds. I mean, look at that. It's like a mirror. That is
Oh,
psychotic.
that I guarantee is better than the factory.
Oh,
Absolutely.
absolutely. This is
Yeah.
crazy. This car absolutely floored me because it is so perfect and just so big, and the panels are so straight, and
Yeah.
everything is so
And on a black car. I mean, think about it. It would show
incredible.
everything.
This is just absolutely unreal. And the price tag, you know what though? I don't think they made money on this car. There's no way.
Oh, no.
190? I don't think they made money on this car. Not with that type of restoration. Jesus.
And that's why I said that low ball price I threw out, because we said you never really make your money back. So the fact that this price is, that blows my mind, because I've seen a lot of these restored cars in the Lincoln world go for 60, 75,000. I get it.
That's
Convertible,
usually
whatever.
these convertibles are that they're
Yeah.
70,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
For really
equates to
nice
60s pricing.
nice car. Yeah.
Yeah.
70,000.
That's what I mean, basically you're buying what the sticker was back in the day. That's really what you're paying.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's insane.
So, and then of course, finish it off because it's, Charger anniversary. The 71 RT, it's a non-Hemi car, 446 pack, one of 98, 154,000 for a non-Hemi car. Non-Hemi car. This is the highest I've ever seen for a non-Hemi third generation Charger. I mean, that is just like next level.
Wow.
And it has 85,000 miles on it. But I mean, look at this car. I mean, the factory didn't do it that well.
No.
I mean, honestly, no, the lines line up. The factory doesn't do that well. Broadcast sheet. Original owner till 2024. Oh my God. 446 pack. I imagine this probably was a well-born car. I almost guarantee it was a well-born car. 323 short grip. I mean, everything about this car was made to go fast. It has the Halloween interior. That's actually odd. The Halloween interior. This was an option. Yeah. And then 446 pack with the air cleaner was redone because it matches the engine. No. Trunk's beautiful. Look at this. Poly glasses.
Oh.
Wow. Everything about this car. Everything about this car is just phenomenal. But that's a lot of money for a non-Hemi. Because literally only 5 years ago, you were selling Hemi cars for third generation Hemi cars for that much. It's $154,000 plus 15,000 VIG. So
is
you're
that what
looking
the
at
auction? Is that what the
170.
auction cost is?
Yep.
Is that what you're saying? Wow.
They take 10% from the seller and the buyer.
Oh.
Yep. Yes, what they do. That's why they have giant tents and are on TV, because they're they're freaking billionaires. And they are, they're literally, and that's why. But this car is spectacular. It's just, I was just blown away by a third generation getting that much money for a non-Hemi. And it's a white car too, which is honestly on this Charger, white is it's okay. You know what I
That
mean?
looks good.
It's okay. Yeah, but they had so many hotter colors, and this one
Right.
it's just kind of like the black off. At least has black roof and the black
Yeah.
accents. But yeah,
Yeah.
but this is but the thing is, once again, it has polyglass on it, so you're not going anywhere with this car because.
Heck no.
But every Charger, and this is the thing, my friend doesn't understand because he said it on my car. Every one of these Chargers, these valances don't fit right. It's from the factory; they don't fit right. There's always a deviation in the way the valance goes. It's just the way they're built because it just weren't built very well.
Oh God.
And the hood and the fenders never line up really well because
Why
Chrysler.
bother?
Chrysler. So yeah, their quality control was crap. See, G Canada, I don't think you understand this, G Canada. As soon as I drive one for longer than 15 minutes, I remember why I don't want one. I guess you're riding in the wrong cars. Because, I mean, like my Charger, I drove that car to Sarasota from where I live. So it's like 60 miles each way. And actually, I took a long way back. I drove that car 150 miles. And it was just like driving a car to me. I was comfortable. Literally, I was comfortable. I just, but then again, I have a Charger, so I have I'll have a better interior. I have a little bit better suspension. Just from the factory, it's going to be better, as opposed to riding in a Roadrunner, which will beat the hell out of you. Or if you get like a Mustang, a Mustang was not made to go on long rides for.
It's a kid's car. I mean, I'm not being mean. It was an inexpensive runabout.
Yeah, or a
that looked
Cuda,
good.
or a Cuda. I mean, that's not a car you want to drive a long distance in. And,
that's like, and I understand in some ways where he's coming from because you drive a Continental or a Thunderbird around. It's obviously not like a new Lexus. Obviously, you can't even compare that, but it's certainly not riding around in a Falcon or a Corvair. No. I mean, completely different animals altogether.
Yes, G Canada, I do have air conditioning in my car, and it is cold. I'm in Florida. That is like that's literally the minimum. It has to have air. Nothing else. It has to have air, and it has to work. I have no idea, but thank you, LB Bruin 7958. Yeah. No, I mean, having air makes it so I can use the car after May, or actually after April, because after April,
that's the one thing I've never got fixed. Believe it or not, I have.
Hey, dude,
I have 470 AC, 4 windows.
Yeah, I don't know. I
my heat. Ooh, God.
Well, yeah, that's a Lincoln.
But you know what though? I'm telling you, even the Z3 heat is. I was talking to Dan, our good friend Dan. The Kona, it warms up, but there's something about even 90s car heat, as new as that, versus modern heat. Like now it's like a softer heat. When I turn on that Z3 heat, and I know it's a small car, I get it, but to me, there's something about vintage heat that just makes you start cooking. Like what's going on?
BMW being where they are,
right.
Germany,
right?
They literally heat is their thing. My E30, I can literally pull out of my neighborhood, which is literally 300 feet. I'll have heat. It's 40 degrees outside. I'll have heat before I even get to the main road.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, that BMW, that BMW actually had a recall because it had too much heat. They actually had to put a bypass to the heater core because it was too much.
Oh, jeez.
It was too much. So, that's how much heat that thing throws. BMWs are a killer for heat. Actually, the new Ford actually figured out how to make heat in cars too. Thank God.
I'm not complaining. It's just a different type of.
But for a while, American cars were terrible at making heat.
You think that'd be easy? It's like just an engine.
Well, Chrysler always. Well, my car, because they actually made the heater core smaller in 71. Yeah. Let's see. That's mine on the Newport, the awesome Mopar kick panel vents. Oh, cool. Oh, yeah. the 66 Newport. My first 66 Newport had so much heat you could smell the
Nice.
rubber melting in my sneakers. Yeah, that was, and see, Chryslers, they got the best of the best. And then by 71 on the Dodge line, it was like, because actually the big thing with the Chargers that everybody loves at 68 to 70, the air was it had incredible heat, but the two heater cores. The problem was the air conditioning wasn't that good. So they made the air conditioning better in the 71 and the heat suffered because the box is the same size. So yeah, my car literally, if it's really cold, yeah, there's not a lot going on there.
And mine actually has, maybe other cars had them too, but I'm this kind of different. I actually have rear heat ducts that come
Wow.
out for the backseat passengers.
What, put
Which
a
is like
the Continental?
Yeah,
Jesus,
it goes right on. You look under the front
that's
seat.
modern thinking now.
Very modern, yeah.
Damn.
Here's one for you. My friend had a 55 Packard. I mean, never really ran. I mean, that's a long story. But we're like, hey, why are there fans underneath the seats? Like, this is so weird to have these fans. They actually had the 55 Packard had a prehistoric heat seating option where basically it was just blowing hot air, not elements, but it would at least go through the cushion to try to give you some butt warming, which is pretty innovative for back then.
Mm-hmm. That is innovative. That's like Packard was way ahead of their time, and they just didn't have enough money to stay in business. I mean,
Exactly.
they couldn't fight the horsepower wars. They didn't have enough money.
No.
That floor vent. Yeah, that was a option on C bodies. Yeah,
interesting.
On the big cars, on the intermediates, they just did not do that. Yeah, and this is true. The EcoBoost heats up fast because they run the coolant through the turbo. Yeah, they do. And I mean, my truck. I mean, within a quarter mile, it's basically roasting in that thing, and that's a big truck, and it's a lot of, but nothing touches the Broncos heated seats. They literally have 3 levels: warm, hot, and thermonuclear. The top level is almost unbearable. Even though it's below freezing, it is unbearably hot. Like literally, you can feel your hair singeing.
Well, the Z3 has 2 settings. 1, you can barely feel it. 3, you need to get out of the car because it's going to be on fire.
Exactly.
In fact, it doesn't even have a 2. It goes from a little 1 wavy to like 4 wavies.
Yeah, exactly.
It works great though. But I love heated seats. Great innovation.
Yeah. Well, and my truck has the air conditioned seats too, which is
even nice.
Even nicer.
That's nice.
Started up early in the summertime and let it cool down just a bit.
Yeah.
Let it cool down just a bit. Wait, his Fords. Oh, that's right, because he has those cross, and I bet they have those crazy heated seats. You can fry eggs on the high. Low is hot. I never put them on high. Yeah. If you have just the straight up heated ones, it's crazy. Mine's air, and my truck it's just air heat, so it's actually comfortable. It's like it's warm air getting blown on you. But like the Bronco has that style with the Element. Oh my God, it's like, I'm getting uncomfortable. But if your back hurts, it feels really good.
Oh, they're wonderful. Yeah,
it feels really, really good. It feels great.
Oh no, the Kona, like I said, I never used the number 3. I just used 2 because the third one also seems to go nuclear.
Jamie Cotton, yes, on my truck, I have remote start on it, and it's the greatest thing I've ever done on that thing because it go in the summertime. I got a $100 add-on because all Fords are set up for remote start. That's the greatest thing about Ford. Open computer and everything's set up for remote start. So I bought the little thing, $100. I went into Forescan, I set it up, and then you click your lock button 3 times. Boom, starts up, and it will either heat or cool the vehicle and turn the heated seats on or turn the air conditioned seats on, depending on the temperature.
I like that on my app. It's called Climate Start. I've been using Climate Start the last few days. Yes.
Little Bruin 7958. I do. I throw the keys to my wife and have her start it up.
No, remember that back in the old days, though? You'd run out to the car, start it, and just let it sit for a while.
That's how I grew up in New York with the Charger when I was going to high school.
Yeah.
I mean, the Charger was terrible at getting heat. So what I would do is I would eat breakfast, have a cup of coffee, go outside, start the car up, lock the car. I'm still in New York. Have my other set of keys. And then I would go have another cup of coffee. Then I'd walk back outside, unlock the car, and it would be lukewarm inside. So it was great. Yeah. It was like this, you just got enough to get the windows clear, and you could take your gloves off. Because I mean, I remember I drove to school once. It was like 12. It was like 12 degrees outside. It had snowed and it was 12. And I mean, I was freezing in my car. Absolutely, utterly freezing in that car. It's just horrible. Actually, one time I didn't have enough coolant in there. It wasn't a 50-50 and I didn't realize it. The coolant started freezing in the car as I was driving. Yeah. I had a slushy. Because the thermostat wouldn't open. I had a 180 thermostat back then, and the thermostat wasn't opening. And that's not a good feeling. I rectified that later. This is perfect for up there in Canada. You know, the up there in the north when they're plugged in, the FEVs preheat the car. In Canada, you kind of really need that. That's a necessary. Actually, looking at the forecast, anywhere north of the Mason-Dixon line, you're probably going to need this. My friend in eastern Tennessee, up in the mountains, he's going to get like 13 inches of snow this week, and it's not going to crack. It's not going to crack 25 for a while. He grew up in Florida, so he thinks this is all wonderful. I think yeah, enjoy. Have fun looking at the beautiful snow. Send me pictures. Yeah, that's true. You know you're low on coolant when the heat gets better after a sharp turn. Yeah. Let's see. 4339 JK. I added a module under the dash and don't remember having to go to ForeScan, but you're right. It's all ready to go. Mine is unlock, unlock, lock. Okay, cool. Yeah, on the F-150, it ended up just being lock, lock, lock. And it's like, okay. But yeah, on ForeScan, it was there, but I think I had to go and make sure it did when you go into the menu, because I have a 2016, so I have a transition one. So I had to go in and set that up. And it wasn't hard. And you just make it so it just would do all the things it's supposed to do. Like if it's under 50, it turns the seats on. If it's over the heat, and if it's over 50, it turns the air conditioned seats on. Or actually over 70 turns the seats on. So it's like it does that weirdness. So
you know, they could have come up with a better website name than ForeScan.
Yeah, I know. ForeScan is not it's not great. Yeah,
not too good on the tongue. A little slip there, yes.
Oh dear Lord. We're supposed to get 18 inches and end with freezing rain in Northern Virginia. Oh my, that is treacherous.
No.
Oh dear God, that's treacherous.
Heck, I'm actually, this is the first time on the porch without a sweater on, and it's actually a late cigar.
Yeah, I can't. I'm very happy. I have a parade this weekend, and it's gonna be like 80. Yes, I know.
Again,
it's okay.
But on Monday it goes back to like 30. So
yeah, you know. That's why I live here.
We'll take it.
I get to use my cars now. As soon as July rolls around, they don't go anywhere. Let's see, Canada. In Canada, you need that. I went 3 years recently when it snowed like twice in 3-year period. This year it's been snowing like beginning of November. I want global warming back. Sorry, it's been canceled. Global warming has been canceled. New York, for the first time since I was like a kid, like maybe a teenager. I think a teenager. New York is actually having a snow event, and then it's going to stay cold for at least 10 days. Like, I'm talking below freezing the entire time. Like 18 inches of snow, and then like it's just not going to go anywhere. It's just it's been a while. Let's see. Yes, Joel. Actually, at Carlisle, I'm thinking about going to Carlisle since especially if they're going to do something for Chargers because it is 60th anniversary of the Charger. So yeah, that's on my card. I have friends that are going there. It's kind of a thing. So I'm also doing Mo Party, which is now only a 2-day show. It's only Friday, Saturday. They got rid of Sunday, which is fine. Sunday is the day you were trying to leave anyway. So they'll still have the car show on Thursday night, and then you have Friday, Saturday drag racing, and then boom.
What's the show you're coming up here for in late February?
It is it's a citrus citrus, not citrus. Ocala Mopar's put it on. It's been dying slowly. But I go and show
Mike
my face.
Stellantis.
Yeah. So I know a lot of people who are going there, so that's why I want to go. Take the car up. It should be a nice drive. Oh dear Lord. Oh, 2 Diesel Larry. Yeah, this guy's serious. The plow is on the dually. I'm not looking forward to this. As long as you don't do like this guy I read in the New York Post. This guy in the New York Post did 3 key bumps, and then he decided to plow some snow, and then he drove to somebody's garage. Explain what a key bump is. That's how you do cocaine real fast.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's not a wise idea to put a plow on a truck. Get a little bit of go a little snowblind, and then drive through somebody's garage. Oh my God, 8 below in PA. Can't remember. 8 below.
Oh,
man. God, that's actually pain. I've been in 5 below, and I hated it. It hurt. It was like the most painful thing I've ever been out in because it felt like needles. Eddie Bear's skin was needles.
I was talking to my relatives during the Bears game, and there was sideways snow blowing in and this and that. And I joked with them. I said, "Hey, get this 27-degree weather out of here, people. What's going on?" So they are going to have their typical winter, obviously.
Hey, look, farmers are going to make some extra money. They getting paid by the state to clear some roads.
Yeah.
You can't have enough when you get feet of snow. You can't have enough plows. Literally, you can't have enough plows. Like Chicago, I saw Chicago's weather. They're going like 10 below.
Yeah,
I can't imagine what that feels like, especially there because it's windy.
Oh yeah, off the lake. Yeah, it can get far worse there than even like New York and Maine and stuff. It's a different type of nuclear holocaust winter thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But yeah, they're gonna get like feet of snow too, and it's gonna be like the Arctic. It's just gonna be the Arctic.
No.
I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting for it to be. There's no more winters. Oh wait, that's not happening.
No.
I'm still waiting for Miami Beach to be on the water. Oh wait, it's still there.
Yeah.
Oh well. Yeah. So. Oh well, all you wonderful people up north. I'm sorry. But I'll try to put more videos out so you have something to do.
Heck, I thought it was special having ice all over my vehicle on Monday morning. I mean, it was like solid ice, like I needed a chipper, and I just had to sit and let it do its thing.
Actually, the intrepid assistant, my daughter, had to drive this morning. Had to take our mother someplace. I went out with the convertible. And oh my God, there's ice on the window. There's ice on my car. Like. Where do you? She's like, good thing I told her what to do. She's just like, what the heck? There's ice on the car. I'm like, yeah, well.
No, when I was driving around, I'm like, it's beautiful blue sky. Why is everyone's car wet? It's because, like an aircraft, the ice was blowing off people's car. I'm not joking. People literally the cars were all wet because the ice was finally coming off. It was kind of amazing in a way. And I'm like, oh, glad this is ending soon. I don't even understand 10 degree below. No, sorry.
Yeah. But then again, you get a big garage and all you do all winters is work on your car. So there's that. I have to do it in the summertime with the air conditioning on because I just it's the only time to work on my car and it's so hot. Let's see, burn notice charger. Is my car the same model as the burn? Oh, okay. Let me look up burn notice. I don't remember that movie. It's a movie, right? If I remember. Charger. Oh my goodness! It's a 73. That's why it is not. It's similar, but it is not the same. My car is actually similar to the Mod Squad, their Charger, because they had a Charger base that had a sunroof in it. It was a 72. And had like a topper package that I think that had hidden headlights. But yeah, and then Doris Day had a 72 SE. It was a power sunroof car. Yep, you got a pair of heads sitting in the shop. Yeah, it's the time. Is the TV show? Yeah, and it's a 70. I'll show you. It's a Here's a picture from the show. Boom, boom, boom. There it is. And actually, this actually looks kind of nice with the black with the Magnum 500s.
Nice.
The road wheels. Yeah, it looks nice. Yeah, it's a 73. So the back here is different, and the wheel openings are bigger. Same silhouette though. When you look at it, it's the same silhouette. So yeah, cool. I did not know that. Are you kidding me? What was his name? Clarence. Not Clarence. It was something the third. He was on there because he did a lot of acting after the Mod Squad. Mod Squad's one of my favorite shows. It's so hard to find now. Well, if you go sailing the 7 seas, you can find it. Yes, diesels need anti-gel. Yeah, when it gets cold. Otherwise, it's thick like Vaseline.
Dennis, in the Mod Squad movie that they did, they actually cruise around in a Florentine Gold 67 Lincoln convertible. That was their car in the movie, the remake.
In the movie, yeah. The
I'm gonna have to sign off.
I'm getting ready to. It's been over 2 hours. You guys have been great. And Link.
I don't want to ruin the party.
No. I try to. I got to get up. I have a lot of. I have so much to do tomorrow, and I'm tired. And but I thank everybody for being here. This is really fun.
A lot of fun.
We did a lot of interesting stuff. We had a lot of interesting people. And I thank once again Fluno for joining me on his porch.
Thank you.
Yeah. And everybody hit that like, subscribe, tell your friends. I mean, I do a lot of stuff on car stuff. I don't just do lives to sit here and chit chat. I actually like cars, so I have things to help you fix your car or interesting. I love history, so I'll do historical stuff, a lot of historical stuff. So, I just tell your friends, help a small person on YouTube. It's just trying to have some fun and spread it with other people. And remember, if you have something fun or cool, just take it out because you're going to make someone's day, and it will probably be your own because I've had that happen many a time. Mm-hmm. All right. Thanks, everyone, and be safe over the weekend.
Good night, everyone. Thank you.
If you liked what you saw, subscribe. If you didn't, thank you for watching to this point. And as always, if you have a cool car or something fun to drive, take it out. You'll make someone's day, probably your own.